It's raining here. I even have the door open, so you should be able to see. Yeah, it's dark enough. You can see the bamboo forest behind me in the windows. Oh, wait. I have no, I'm really bad about the whole directional stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's a beautiful rainy day, and we don't get many rainy days here this summer at all. This has been the driest of 3 seasons here in Verde Valley, and it can be pretty stressful for everybody. So, hi, I am Rita Minster, and I'm extremely radiant, and I'm sharing with you some strength and love and some messages for a challenging day. And we'll share a little bit about my day, but not too much. Ready? Breathe into my love. And breathe out fear. Oh, man, this storm has brought up a lot of creaky feelings and just like shooting pain. Not anything bad. Not too bad. Breathe into my love. Hold it. And breathe out fear. Just sharing a few messages today. There was an avalanche next door. Part of it was my land. It's on the other side of the fence. It's a long story, but the people that was here before didn't value the mulberry tree I have, which is like 100 years old. So they moved the fence over, so it was on this side. And unfortunately, the man had built a fourplex, hired people that didn't really look where the land line was, even though it was clearly marked. So I talked to him a week ago, and a big chunk fell into the ravine as we were talking. And I'm like, see? And yeah, so I didn't see this happen. I was actually gone. Somebody was seeing my house because it's for sale. So I'm dealing with what I can control. And what's really cool is I have a great realtor, and she said that she's going to get me a structural engineer and also talk to a lawyer about the damage that's happening to my property because it's starting to. I have a tree and a bamboo forest, a lot of land holding up the land, but he's got all of this heavy, huge boulders. He bought dirt, but he ended up with a bunch of boulders, and he just shoved it all to the end of the property, so he did a lot of damage. So he also cut down a very old cedar tree. So the feeling of the neighborhood changes. I mean, I've been on the same half acre property for like 3 years, and it's just changed a lot. So here's what Mr. Rogers has to say. This is the world according to Mr. Rogers, and he was Reverend Fred Rogers. He is on the other side of the veil now. And this just hit me really hard today because I was really angry in the morning. And then um, I cried because I always realize being a teacher and also in spiritual, every time I get angry, it's just fear underneath it. There's only love and fear. So when you're angry, you're just afraid. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to realize, but it's true. Um, let's see what Mr. Rogers says. Confronting our feelings and giving them appropriate expression always takes strength, not weakness. It takes strength to acknowledge our anger and sometimes more strength to curb the aggressive urges anger may bring and to channel them into non-violent violent outlets. Yeah, like talking to a structural engineer or a lawyer or the city about what's happening here behind our property. It takes strength to face our sadness and to grieve and to let our grief and our anger flow in tears when they need to. And that's what happened. I just after whenever I get really angry, then I always cry. It takes strength to talk about our feelings and to reach out for help and control and comfort when we need it. And I did reach out to several people and got comfort today and took myself to brunch. Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Isn't that great? All right, here we go. This is the card for the day. And I just have a really sweet amethyst wand. I gave a bunch away a bunch of amethysts. And then I got this one from Rudy, my dear friend in Monterey, California. This is the card, and I thought it was just perfect for today and for the collective. You got to remember, we're all one heart and we're all evolving. You know, Buddha says every blade of grass will enlighten. And I believe that we're rising together. I believe that the reason that there's glass coming out of my head right now like crazy is because I mean, there's got to be a reason that my body is pushing out all of this automobile glass from 42 years ago. And it's been doing it since June of 2023. And there's even some back here now that I think it's all gone now. But something's going on. I think we're being upgraded. I think the planet's being upgraded. Fresh start. Honesty, gentleness, hope. Fresh start. And sometimes it's a fresh start, even if you're not going anywhere. Like my house isn't sold yet, so trying to stay positive. You know, I'm in sales. I was in sales and marketing, so when somebody sees my house, man, this place is empty and immaculate and wonderful, and it takes a lot of energy. And I pick up all the poop in the backyard, lose. There's so much of that. Excuse me, wrong tube. And I think one of the things, the hardest things about having a really big property is I have a tendency to just pick up leaves and whatever that falls in the yard. And as you do that, and it's a really big property that, you know, sometimes it really can hurt your back. So, oh my God. Oh, I'm yawning. I think it's all this head pressure. Oh, yeah. We had just this huge rain, and now it's already stopped. But I feel a lot of head pressure sometimes when we're waiting for rain in the desert. Fresh start, honesty, gentleness, hope. Here we go. The cornflower fairy brings promise and optimism of a fresh start and energizing new possibilities. The delicate blue flowers symbolize hope for the future, humility, and gratitude. You've got to start somewhere. It's only the beginning. So stay focused on the bigger picture, and all your dreams will come true. The cornflower fairies, more than one, are quiet achievers who encourage honest, intuitive communication. They are also loyal friends, active listeners, intuitive communicators, and humble guides. They hearten you to be yourself! Exclamation point. Just be you! Another exclamation point. You do not have to be brash and belligerent to be productive and successful. Your quiet confidence, reliability, and competence will bring a bounty of blessings. The sweet scent of the cornflowers assists with clear, concise, and truthful communication. Speak up and walk your talk. Living in alignment with your truth brings genuine fulfillment and inner peace. Be aware of your negative talk. Boy, I had to really have to talk about that this morning. Be aware of your negative talk, unconscious excuses, and justification that prevent you from seeing the truth. What lies are you telling yourself? Truth seeker, move forward with hope in your heart and bloom. And here's your affirmation: a new day is dawning. That's one of the songs I listen to from Bob Marley. New day is dawning. A new day is dawning is the affirmation. That's a really good one. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going to come through. I had some light language earlier. Who knows? Guess I'll just tap in, right? Kind of like a radio station. I know that makes me sound old, but I am kind of old. I've been around a while. 1964. When I was born. Breathe in divine love. And breathe out fear. I got chilled. Went out there and did stuff in the rain. I had a wet jacket. Oh, it kind of feels like fall. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to share with you. I went into Circle K yesterday and they had a pumpkin spice liquid latte thingy from Starbucks. It made me laugh. So I'm like, okay, it's officially fall. We didn't make it to the 1st of September, but there's something for pumpkin. Always something to look forward to. Trader Joe's has some neat pumpkin stuff for dogs and people. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you are in a place where things are happening, like something on your property or neighbors or just life, all I can tell you is there's only a few truths that I know, and they worked for every fifth grader I ever had and any person I've ever worked with. And that is there's only this breath, there's only this moment, and all we can do is the next right action. And we have to believe that everybody's doing the best they can with what they have. I mean, we hope they do. And if they don't, that's okay. But I would say the majority of people, yeah, my hair's wet. Oof. The majority of people are trying to do the best they can with what they have. And somebody, Joan, I can't think of her last name, but very wise lady in San Jose. She was a counselor for troubled teens for a very long time, decades. And she told something to my stepdaughter. She said, in society, you either contribute to society or you take away from society. And so if you continue to take away from society and not contribute, and that would be have a job, pay your taxes, do your thing, right? I'm going to take this off because it's actually colder with something damp. But if you keep breaking society's rules, then what will happen is, and this is normally for low income, middle income people. I wouldn't say this is true for rich people at all. But that just totally took me off track. What you put out there, you're going to get back. It doesn't matter who you are. And it doesn't matter the life situation you think you're in. You're going to breathe. You're either going to choose love or you're going to choose fear. You're either going to choose what is in alignment with your divine path, that is in alignment with the angels and Christ's vision of the world, which is peace, unity, consciousness, Christ consciousness. And so you're either going to be a part of that or you're part of the problem. Oh yeah, that's what it was, Joan. Joan said, when you don't contribute to society, they either put you in a mental ward or a prison. That's it. They put you in a hospital because you're crazy, or they put you in a prison because we can't control you. And as sad as that is, and my stepdaughter, maybe she rest in peace, was bipolar and addict, alcoholic, and had gotten on heroin. She wasn't on that at the time she heard this, but it stuck with me as a teacher that you're either going to be contributing in society. So what does that mean? That means you need to have some kind of a skill, have a way to, have a job so that you can contribute, so you can, normally speaking, being able to pay your taxes and have a place to live and have a few nice things is one of the goals that we all have as Americans. And yeah, you can look across the pond now and into other countries and say that it's a way better, quality of life in other places. And it's probably true. But I believe we have to grow where we're planted. And right now I'm planted in Verde Valley, which is in near Sedona, 15 miles from West Sedona. And I'm on sacred Indian land. Sounds like poltergeist, I know. And I'm in the process of selling my house. Somebody came to see my house. And the lady had memory problems. And it was clear that one of the things she would not be doing in the near future would be buying a home or anything. But I'm glad she liked it. Oh my goodness. You know, expectations breed future resentments. Every time we have an expectation of anything, that's when it kicks our ass. And I have more expectations than I will ever admit, uh, especially neighbors and how things should go, and all of that's just my ideas of my life situation in my egoic mind. It's not who I am. Breathe in divine love. I have to keep clearing my ears. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of head pressure here. Love your neighbor as yourself. And love your God with all your heart and strength. And when you love your neighbor, loving other people seems to be easier even than loving ourselves. And if you love your God with all your heart and soul and strength, you accept the fact that He thinks you're perfect, whole, and complete. Right? Yeah. I believe that we have a divine mission. I believe I have one. And I believe that if two souls, and when you're doing this kind of thing, like if one person sees this, then you're the other soul that came here to have this sacred moment with me. And I appreciate that. So, welcome. And I believe that there is wonderful, warm mojo of love pulling together Mother Gaia and all her children of the sun. And I believe that we are coming together. I do. And I'm sad for everything happening in my country. I'm also sad that that they had a landslide and took some of my land with it. Um, yeah, and it brings up a lot of fear in me. I'll be honest. Bring up a lot of fear in me. A lot of fear. A lot of fear. But like I said, my realtor's amazing, and she immediately gave me a phone number for a structural architect and a lawyer to talk to, and we're talking to the city, and I even called the non-emergency lines. And what do I do? You know, collapsing out there in the back. But it's not all of. It's just a little corner of my land. It's not going to take all of my land. It's just like I said. It brings up a lot of fear in me. I've been dreading this since March, and then you realize you're dreading something, and then you realize you gave all that energy to it from March all the way to August. Mm. I don't like worry, guys. I don't like worry. I also don't like bug bites. I got a huge one on my back right now. And it's the time of year when I have bug bites everywhere. I don't know where they came from. Oh. Once or twice I've had a mosquito in the house. Last year I had them. That's the time of year where you want everything to die. I close my eyes for channeling. Makes it easier. I've been singing a song by Bella International lady. She's on Facebook and YouTube, and the chorus is, "I don't chase, I attract. What's for me is on its track. I don't seek validation. I am the creator of my foundation." Mm. And I've just been setting in that place of taking my power back. I am sitting in the place I've never been before, where I love myself unconditionally and I don't wish anything to be different in my life. Well, I'd like to move up to Munns Park and start doing some business up in Flagstaff, but I digress. All right, here we go. Breathe in divine love. She or tour. We'll move up because the microphone's not very good on this laptop. I am going to get a really good microphone. I really, really, really am. She or tour. She has a tear. She what? No what? She what? What? She no what? She she o to chi shi na to ya no to shi shi o shi o chi shi ni you. That was dragon. Oof. Wow. Wow. That felt really great. Oh my. I don't know that I've ever channeled that dragon before. Maybe I have. I don't know. It felt great. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Ah, namaste. Namaste. All right, y'all. If you see this later, that's okay. I'm going to be around. I do private sessions. I can help you clear your chakras. I work with lots of other psychics to clear their chakras, to clear anything. If you've worked with clients that maybe, or just old stuff that gets stuck in our chakras, man, it's either childhood trauma, sexual trauma, or trauma that we have picked up with from clients that we've worked with, which happens sometimes, especially if you work with the dying. Well, actually, no, I don't think that's true. I think the people that work with the dying have less problems than the people who work with the living. Hey, no repeat business. Always leave a 5-star review before they leave. Oh, that's terrible. I was my mom's caregiver, so I guess I could get away with that kind of a joke. I will say this about death. Um, when mom died, she uh, was so peaceful. She was just peaceful. And to watch the transition of this dynamic woman for 93 years that just fought like hell to be on earth and to be a part of life, to surrender to the oneness and to surrender going to see her family as she saw Aunt Irma. Before she was speaking, which is about a week before she passed. So, sorry, kind of just there again. We are all one in our hearts. And if you have somebody special, like I have my mom, she's definitely on my spirit team. She's with me all the time. And as you have more people die around you, you start realizing that your relationships are actually deepening and they're not ending. They change. I have a better relationship with Dad because on the other side, he was able to heal a lot of things he wasn't able to heal on this side. So, and I know a lot of people that others said that too. So, all right, I'm going to bounce, guys. Love you, mean it. If you see this, if you'd like to join me, I am going to get on a regular schedule, 4:44, 5:55 on YouTube or Facebook, but I might change it up to 3:33 and 4:44 and start doing a little earlier. Maybe even 2:22 and 3:33, which would work out fine too. So I don't know. I am going to lead where spirit tells me to lead. And right now I'm just doing the next right action. That's pretty good, right? Breathe into my love. Feel that energy of God loving you. I call it God. It could be Mother Gaia. It could be those two ravens that flew overhead. It could be the rain. Something is helping you breathe. Something is keeping your heart beating. Something loves you very much. I love you very much. And I'm the expression of that oneness. Unity consciousness. The love that passes all understanding. And forgiveness. And peace. It's all of it.